Our final story of the day centers around the revival, I guess, the quote unquote revival of the Pelosi Act, which is a bill making its way through Congress, which would stop elected officials, Congresspeople, the president and the vice president, from trading stocks while in office. This type of legislation has surfaced a couple times. Obviously hasn't been done. It hasn't gone anywhere because all these losers love to commit crime, the crime of insider trading, to enrich their own pockets, which is bipartisan, by the way.
That would prevent lawmakers and future presidents. A bill that would prevent lawmakers and future presidents and vice presidents from trading stocks has advanced in the Senate, while President Trump criticized a key Republican supporting the measure. Missouri Senator Josh Hawley, who introduced the ban, was the only Republican to join Senate Democrats in voting to advance this bill, sending it out of committee and to a possible vote by the full Senate. After the vote, Trump called Hawley a, quote, second-tier senator on social media. Hawley later said he spoke with the president.
Dude, he fell off so hard. Josh Hawley, who skipped a day of work to go wine shopping in Sperry's, just voted to allow me not to trade stocks. He wants to take stock trading away from elected officials. Can you believe it? I'm sure he doesn't even have good taste in wine. I'm sure that he doesn't even own a bottle of wine that is more than $10.
And they had a, quote, good chat. CBS News congressional reporter Torian Small joins me now. Torian, thanks for being here.
By the way, the committee that this came out of, every Republican except Josh Hawley voted against it. So that gives you an indication of where we are.
What exactly would this bill do if it's passed?
Yeah, so Jolene, at the heart of this legislation is the essential barring of any elected federal official. That means lawmakers here on the Hill, as well as the vice president and president, from trading stocks. There's a provision in there, though, that appears to be the reason why the Missouri Republican senator and Josh Hawley is in the crosshairs of President Trump. And that provision states that those same officials, quote, would have to divest from securities, commodities, futures, options, trust, and other comparable holdings. According to Senator Hawley, he had a conversation with President Trump not too long after that post on Truth Social, and he had to clear up some misconceptions about this bill. He says that the president told him that he thought he would have to sell off Mar-a-Lago and other assets if this were to go forward. He told the president that that would not be the case because, if passed, this provision would kick in for elected officials next term, which means because Donald Trump would be term limited, he would not have a next term and would not be privy to this specific provision in this bill. However, the
bill stipulates that congresspeople, lawmakers would have to divest from all of their holdings, obviously. But remember, Donald Trump was supposed to put all of his assets in a blind trust when he became president, and he never did. He's making tremendous amounts of money, copious amounts of money, off of the presidency. It's disgusting. They made Jimmy Carter sell his fucking peanut farm, and now, fast forward 50 years, Donald Trump is selling a fucking phone plan to his supporters, and he's selling gold sneakers to his supporters. He is so brazenly corrupt. And I'm sure that even if he wasn't beholden to this, or even if he was, whatever, the Senate or the House of Representatives would make a fucking carve out specifically for President Donald Trump because they're fucking cucks.
Folks like J.D. Vance, the vice president, if he chooses to run, and of course other senators and congresspeople would be in line for this bill. The meat of this bill, though, again, that barring of stock trading, if passed, would kick in 90 days. That means everyone, including the president and vice president, would no longer have the ability to trade stocks while in office.
So we know.
I think this is the bare minimum. And they're going to get into it. You basically have too much access to information as an elected official. If there is a pharmaceutical company that is going to manufacture a new vaccine and they're trying to get funding or whatever, you could then invest in that company before that announcement is made. You buy at the current price, They make that announcement. The stock goes up. Your portfolio goes up. You could invest in fucking like any company that is getting a federal subsidy to manufacture a new product. You buy it $100. Announcement comes out. Stock goes up to $100. You have however many shares. You made $50 on each share. You are compounding wealth that the same American citizen does not have access to.
How Senator Hawley,
which is a crime, by the way. People have gone to jail for shit like that.
Feels about this, but all Republicans voted against this measure while in committee. What were the main arguments from Republicans against it?
Yeah, we heard from Republicans that this could potentially limit the enthusiasm or interest in folks running for office. They say that it's way too limiting and it's just not really necessary. Democrats, though.
Ron Johnson said that. That is tremendous projection. And you just look like a fucking douchebag. You're getting into elected office to do insider trading instead of looking to better the lives of your constituents. I think that should immediately disqualify Ron Johnson from holding elected office ever again. You should be forced to fill out a questionnaire of why you're doing what you're doing. And if you lie on it, you get charged for perjury. You should not be a senator, an assembly person, a representative for any other reason other than looking to help your constituents and improve their lives. To see insider trading as a benefit of being an elected representative is fucking ghoulish.
Not all, I should say, because there are notable Democrats, especially in Democratic leadership, who have not signed on to any iteration of a stock trading bill. But quite a few progressives say that lawmakers, elected officials are privy to far too much information than the general public to be able to ethically trade stocks without having essentially insider information here. Ultimately, though, what's the likelihood that this will make it to the full floor for a vote in the Senate? It's not looking too likely, considering the fact that Leader Thune said that he does not see in any immediate future a chance for this bill to make it to the floor, even though it was voted out of that panel favorably.
Interesting. Thank you so much, Tarian Small on Capitol Hill tonight.
Do I think anything different than what that reporter said? No. This bill is not going to pass. It's going to be dead before it even makes it to the full Senate. It's going to get to the Senate. It's going to get like 97 no votes and 3 yes votes. Maybe it'll get 3 yes votes. I don't even know about that. This bill does not stand a fucking chance. I have a better chance of going to the NBA as a 28-year-old, 5'7" guy than this bill does of becoming law. Our politicians, it's cliche, I know, they are just far too corrupt to ever vote for this. You have multi-hundred millionaires in Congress. You have tens of millionaires in Congress. And it is all because they are able to juice their portfolio with this insider information. They are greedy capitalist pigs who will not play by the rules when it is convenient for them. It is for that reason that this bill will never, ever pass the Senate in its current structure. And I think it's a real fucking shame. I think it's a real fucking shame because I do think that although getting rid of stock trading would not fix the federal government by any stretch of the imagination, it would at least remove the profit incentive from people running for office. The profit incentive ruins everything, even the fucking government. And all of these people are stained and tainted because of it.